Hello, people. I am Jaby KOAY, joined by the Hope, the James, the only Hope James. And we're going to look at 15 things you didn't know about India. This is one that a lot of people have been asking for, and a lot of other people who react to Indian content have been doing. And everyone's like, Jaby, why haven't you done it?
What the heck?
This person's done it. Why haven't you? And so now I'm going to.
Give in to peer pressure, baby.
Yeah, let's see what this is all about.
Let's see what we learn.
And after that, we can shout.
Ice cream.
All the things we used to doubt.
Oh.
And then we will pout because we had doubt. Oh, look. Grout.
Oh.
I was just looking for that.
I was like, what?
Terrible rhymes.
These are 15 things.
Oh, do we have a song?
I was trying to do these are a few of my 15 things. Oh, maybe I'll be able to write a song after. Once I know the content. Right now it's just a whole bunch of things I don't know.
All right.
Tell me some things I don't know.
So cool.
15 things you didn't know about India.
Okay.
The music was really quiet.
Yeah.
Welcome to ALUX.com, the place where future billionaires come to get inspired.
Sweet.
Number 1. Bollywood's highest grossing film made 27 times more than Hollywood's highest grossing film.
Nice.
For every 600 films Hollywood produces, Bollywood will make 1,000. They're the most profitable films, too, when you compare the numbers. Hollywood's highest grossing film was 2009's Avatar, which made $2.8 billion at the box office. In stark contrast, the Bollywood film 3 Idiots brought in $76.81 billion. Now that's a profit.
Whoa! I had no idea.
Number 2. Shampoo was invented in the 16th century, India. Derived from the Sanskrit champu, which means massage, the concept of shampooing was invented in India in the 16th century. Herbs and natural ingredients were used then, rather than today's combination of modern chemicals and fragrances.
Why are they showing us a Chinese woman if it's...
In particular, gooseberry, sapindus, and fruit pulp. When colonial visitors came to India, they brought the practice of shampooing and hair washing back with them to Europe.
So they were stinky before that.
Diamonds were first mined in India, and it was the world's greatest producer. India was the most productive diamond mining country in the world until diamonds were found in Brazil in the 18th century. There are now 3 active diamond mines in India, and the famous Koh-i-Noor diamond was found in the 13th century. The 793-carat stone went from person to person and was eventually acquired by Queen Victoria during the British Raj in India.
I should go back to India.
Number 4. Elephants in Kerala can treat themselves to a spa day. Punathur Kata Elephant Yard Rejuvenation Center provides elephants with baths, massages, and soothing pamper sessions. The spa caters to 59 clients and is a way of giving back to the sacred animal. Elephants play an important role in Kerala's temple processions and are a significant feature of the region, so they deserve a massage every now and then. Number 5. The largest religious gathering in India can be seen from space.
Whoa.
Kumbh Mela is a Hindu pilgrimage which takes people to the banks of the Ganges every 12 years. The major event involves ritualistic bathing, devotional singing, religious discussion, and feeding the poor. The attendance figures had to be capped at 75 million, making it the largest pilgrimage on Earth. Number 6. Ancient Indian civilization is the oldest in the world. We often look to ancient Greece and ancient Egypt, but Indian civilization dates back to 2400 BC, when it was split into 16 monarchies, known as the Mahajanapadas. There are even authenticated human remains that date back to 30,000 years in South Asia. The oldest Hindu texts were written between 2000 and 500 BC, as well as the first texts on science, medicine, and astronomy.
Wow.
We actually owe the number 0 to Indian mathematics, who created the concept.
Cool.
Number 7. India is home to every major world religion and doesn't have a national language. Hinduism, Christianity, Buddhism, Islam, and Sikhism all have a place in Indian society, with the most dominant being Hinduism and Islam, covering 80% and 14% of the population, respectively. Judaism has existed in India for the last 2,215 years,
Wow.
and some of these smaller religions also featured, including Jain. Zoroastrian, and Baha'i. India also doesn't have a single national language because 1,652 dialects are spoken across the different regions.
Where would you get your major
Number
languages?
8. A polling station is set up for just one voter in Gir Forest at every election.
Aw.
Every election, Marant Barandas Deshandas gets his local polling station entirely to himself because he's the only resident of Gir Forest. He's been voting in Indian elections since 2004 and never misses one now that he has his own personal polling station. Mahant is the caretaker for the one temple in the forest in Gujarat, a home he shares with the rare Asiatic lion.
Whoa.
Number 9. The Indian government has used scaffolding to hide the Taj Mahal when airstrikes are predicted. During the Second World War and the Indian-Pakistan Wars, scaffolding was put up around the distinctive domes of the Taj Mahal to make it less obvious from above. They feared strikes by the Japanese Air Force during World War II, so hid their most famous landmark. More recent threats to the Taj Mahal include the rising levels of the Yamuna River, which has cracked the tomb underneath the structure.
Oh, no.
There have been predictions that the tombs could collapse at any time.
Oh no.
Check out our video, 15 Most Expensive Man-Made Attractions in the World, to find out what ranks along the stunning Taj Mahal.
Okay.
Number 10. Indians invented navigation, yoga, the world's cheapest car, and thorium-based nuclear power. Indian society can take credit for some of the most important inventions in the world. They were the first to create the concept of navigation, over 6,000 years ago, using rivers and seas. Yoga was created 5,000 years ago and has roots in Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. The world's cheapest car, the Tata Nano, which costs around 100,000 rupees, the equivalent of $1,400. And
my
India
gosh.
is the home of the first next-generation thorium reactor. The country is aiming to produce 30% of its electrical power with thorium by 2050. Number 11. You can stay at the former Indian royal residence for $88,000 a night.
Ugh.
If you want to stay at the lap of luxury, forget Paris and forget Dubai. India is the home of the most stunning palaces in the world. Once the home of the Maharajas, there are opulent palaces throughout the country, with some dating back hundreds of years. The Kumarakam Lake Resort hosted Prince Charles's 65th birthday, and the 450-year-old Samod Palace in Jaipur has hosted famous faces from all over the world.
Wonder if we could stay there.
Number 12.
Yeah.
King Jai
Like as a-
Singh of Alwar
as a means of
snubbed
advertising it.
Rolls-Royce in the best possible way. India has a long and colorful history of quirky monarchies and extravagant kings and queens. The King of Alwar in northeast India was insulted by a Rolls-Royce salesman when he visited a showroom in London. A very proud man, he ordered a whole fleet of Rolls-Royce cars and gave them to the city's waste department so they could use them to transport rubbish throughout the city.
Oh.
Wow.
Number 13. 1 million Indians are millionaires.
Nice.
India has one of the most dramatic wealth gaps in the world, with 35% of the country living below the poverty line. Those who live way above it live a very different kind of life. The richest Indian in the world is Mukesh Ambani, who has a net worth of $53 billion.
Whoa.
The 59-year-old made his money in the oil and gas industry, and his billion-dollar home recently made headlines because he chose to build a 27-story skyscraper instead of a sprawling mansion.
Ugh.
Number 14. The first account of plastic surgery was found in an ancient Sanskrit text. One of the first medical texts was the Sushruta Samhita, which can be dated back to the 6th century CE. It's one of the very first examples of a medical text and discusses surgery, incisions, skin grafts,
I like how they
and
flipped that
nose
image.
reconstruction.
Same image from before,
Britain's
they just
first nose
flipped it.
job wouldn't be performed until 1814, a worrying 80 years before the Sushruta Samhita would be translated. Number 15. One of India's most extravagant weddings caused controversy because it was too extravagant. Lasting 5 days and costing $74 million, the wedding of the daughter of a prominent businessman made headlines in 2016 for all the wrong reasons. The $2.5 million wedding sari, Bollywood royalty in attendance, and gold Bangalore Palace setting was denounced as an obscene display of wealth. Millions of Indians live in poverty, so the wedding was criticized for being in poor taste.
Checks out.
There are many stereotypical images of India, but there's so much more to this incredible country than many of us know. The center of many industries and the world's biggest democracy, India has influenced art, literature, science, and medicine potentially more than any other nation. If you could take a trip to this beautiful, fascinating country, where would you find yourself? In a gorgeous Maharaja's palace, surrounded by palm trees and rural countryside? Or a modern apartment in the thick of busy Mumbai?
I'll go for the palace.
Okay, is this video over now?
40% of the Indian population is vegetarian.
Is there
40%. Here's another bizarre.
It just randomly
It just,
starts.
yeah,
going back.
it just starts. Yeah.
It's like, but wait, there's
Oh,
more.
you're still here?
Ah.
Here's another bizarre and incredible fact about
bad.
India. About 40% of the Indian population is vegetarian, making it the largest veggie population in the world. Many choose to not eat meat for spiritual and religious reasons, with beef and pork products often ruled out of their diet. Vegetarianism is so influential that KFC, McDonald's, and Pizza Hut had to introduce vegetarian menus for their Indian franchises to cater to the population.
Yeah, baby.
The country with the fewest vegetarians is Portugal, where just 1.8% of the population have cut meat from their diet.
Shots of birds in India is probably the easiest thing to get. It's harder to get that in LA, to get like a nice shot of birds as your camera's moving, but there are birds everywhere I went in India.
Aww.
Like, it was easy to get shots of like a lot of birds flying.
Bollywood's highest grossing film made 27 times more than Hollywood's highest grossing film.
I've watched Three Idiots. It's a very, very good film. It's something that a lot of people can relate to because it's about engineering. Well, engineering school.
Okay.
But they did it in a fun, funny way. It's got some dramatic moments. It's got some great songs in it. And one of my favorite Bollywood songs is in that movie.
It's like a huge gap. It's
but-
not even close.
But there's so many more Indians than Americans.
Yeah.
It's a little confusing. Avatar was worldwide. I guess Three Idiots probably made money outside of India as well, like maybe in China and maybe in Europe. There's a lot of Indians in Europe. I don't know how you account for those kinds of numbers other than people in India or Indians anywhere watching it over and over and over again. I mean, that's what happened with Titanic.
Love it.
The young ladies going back and watching Leonardo DiCaprio die over and over and over again. To that notion, though, it seemed like some of these were like fittingly in this list, and some of them were like just kind of weird. Like, why is that in this? Why are we talking about that of all things?
They tried to like sprinkle in some.
So random stuff.
Yeah, like they sprinkle in the elephants for me.
I was a little bit peeved that they didn't show an Indian woman with the shampoo, that they showed a Chinese woman. But I guess it's a commercial that they had access to. What I found kind of funny was that the Brits took shampoo with them back to Europe, and it's like, so we all like just had stinky heads before learning shampoo, or did you just use soap? Like, how'd you do that?
Either way, grateful.
Diamonds were first mined in India, and it was the world's greatest producer.
I did know that England stole the crown jewels rather. Like, they should give it back. Why can't you give it back? Like, why are you holding on to something you know you stole? You're policing your own country, and some little jerk steals this other lady's purse and her jewelry is inside. Law enforcement is supposed to acquire that and give it back.
I think it belongs in India.
It does.
If it's going to belong anywhere.
Elephants in Kerala can treat themselves to a spa day.
The elephants having a spa day was my favorite.
This whole thing with the elephants is so fascinating to me. It trips me up because it's like elephants can't speak to people. And they're just, oh yeah, I'll have a bath. I'll have
like
a bath.
a big
Cool.
cat.
Yeah, but these are mammoth creatures. They're
Yeah.
huge, and they're just like, cool. I'll hang out. I'll have a bath. Awesome. Deuces. Thanks for that. That's just crazy to me.
The largest religious gathering in India can be seen from space.
I thought that was cool. I was really hoping they were going to show us a picture from space. I was like, all right, prove it.
We'll take your word.
And me being like paranoid, it's probably not a place I would hang out.
It's a lot of people.
I get a little nervous when there's huge crowds of people. And it doesn't even have to be that big. Like, I remember Achara took me to the spot in Venice. They were doing a Food Friday thing where they have like these food trucks come out. And there was a lot of people. And I told her, I'm like, I gotta bounce. Like, this is just a lot of folks. And I get really weirded out. I almost feel claustrophobic when there's just too many people around me.
There's just so many people.
There's no escape, yeah. It looks cool. And I wish I was the kind of person that could participate and go to something like that because it looks awesome. Like, just this huge gathering of people just celebrating together. Like, how awesome is that?
We actually owe the number 0 to Indian mathematics, who created the concept.
The 0 thing is so funny to me because we take it for granted. It's such a simple idea. It's like, yeah, obviously, like, you have to have a 0.
Yeah.
You gotta start there. What came before 1? Nothing. It says 0.
India is home to every major world religion and doesn't have a national language.
You had some opinions on that.
Yeah, it's not that I have opinions. It's that, like, I've had a lot of conversations with different Indians, obviously. What seems to be the case is that the most widely spoken language, even though it's not, like, everywhere, there's 2 languages. It's Hindi and English are the most widely spoken languages, but they don't have an agreed upon national language. But the closest thing to it would be Hindi, as far as I can tell. I didn't know Judaism was in India, though. That kind of blew my mind. Like, it's just been there for a long time.
A polling station is set up for just one voter in Gir Forest at every election.
Seems like just such a random fact. They're just like, look at this. We're gonna keep Hope satanic alive. Hope you'll like this random fact.
I feel like this should have been at the end. The vegetarian thing should have been in here somewhere.
Yeah,
like,
this was a bonus.
Right, this should have been the bonus one.
This is a quirky fact.
Yeah.
Not like a, what do you know about India?
Right. I don't know. Maybe that's a uniquely Indian thing that there's this one polling station for this one dude in the middle of
And they casually
Timbuktu.
just say he shares it with a lion?
He shares that area with a lion, or with
They're
lions.
casually just like, oh yeah, he just hangs out with lions. Okay, next one.
Yeah. Well, that's just where he's grown up, and he's probably like the last surviving member of that area of whatever tribe used to live there.
I mean, I guess this video is called Things We Don't Know About India, and I didn't know.
Right,
this.
but at that point, there is probably a billion things you don't know about India they could be talking about. It's everything is, top shelf. Like Bollywood's movie grossed 70 times more than Hollywood's highest grossing film or whatever it was. Like, that's big, that's huge. And then there's a polling station for one dude. That's just as important as the fact that Bollywood's highest grossing film made 70 times more than Hollywood's highest grossing film.
The Indian government has used scaffolding to hide the Taj Mahal when airstrikes are predicted.
When I went to the Taj Mahal, there was scaffolding, but it wasn't on the main bulb of the Taj Mahal, whatever you want to call that, the middle structure. It was on one of the towers to the side, that one right there. I don't know. I thought they were just fixing it. That one right there. It had scaffolding on it. It's crazy that it could collapse any time because when you go there are so many people there. There are so many people visiting all the time. At least when I went, there was a whole lot of people. And you know me, and like I just expressed it, like how I am around crowded people. Like there was a lot of people you had to kind of walk with to get into the Taj Mahal.
Yeah.
There's a line for Indians and a line for foreigners to get inside the Taj Mahal. They tell you don't take photos or video when you're inside there. You get in there and everyone's taking photos and video. There's a guy with a whistle who's blowing his whistle really hard, and it's like those walls are flat in there. And so when this guy blows his whistle, it pierces your eardrums because it bounces off the wall straight into your ears. It's like, stop, no recording, no photos.
Take pictures?
It's sacred.
Does it like, oh, okay.
But
yeah,
everyone took photos and video. Everyone. I was certainly scared of those guards because I got harassed by security and police a few times while I was in India. I tried my best not to upset anybody.
Indians invented navigation, yoga, the world's cheapest car, and thorium-based nuclear power.
No way, they invented yoga. Get out. Really?
You never know.
I mean, that was an obvious one, though. And navigation, I didn't know that. The cheapest car, I didn't know that either. And the thorium-based nuclear power. I am actually okay with the idea of the cheapest car in India because over here we have a car called a smart car, and it's about as small. It's really scary to drive that in Los Angeles because there's a lot of accidents that happen over here, especially on the 405. In Mumbai, I mean, I'm just thinking of Mumbai when I express this next thought. The traffic is so dense that you can only move like 20 to 30 miles an hour. You can't go that fast. And that's on a good day. And so everyone is kind of just moving like this all day long, like slow. This is them weaving between each other because they're constantly honking. And so if you have a car like that, you're all right. That's not that much bigger than a tuk-tuk, not tuk-tuk, a rickshaw, auto rickshaw. In fact, I'd rather be transported in that than an auto rickshaw so I'm not breathing in as much, pollution. That's cool, and it's a cute car. The Nano.
It's adorable. Put it in my pocket.
Oh, navigation they meant, okay. I thought they were talking about like car navigation. I didn't know they were talking about like
actual navigation.
Actual navigation.
Like using the rivers and water.
The thorium-based nuclear power facility looked like something out of Mission Impossible. Like where Tom Cruise was underwater and he had to swap out the cards or something.
Yeah.
You can stay at the former Indian royal residence for $88,000 a night.
I want us to go to this Indian royal residence.
Oh boy.
I can't afford that yet. But I think we could totally get them to have us stay there just to like vlog about it maybe. Just like one night. Can you take these dopey Americans?
Because they're really wanting the publicity.
Yeah, why not?
Well, holla.
I'm just curious about it. $88,000 a night.
It's a lot. But I mean,
Wow.
I'm willing to see if it's worth it.
That's so much money. That's so much money.
Like, even if I could afford
$88,000 a
it,
night.
I don't think I would do it. I guess I would make my birthday an excuse.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah. Imagine how many cats you could rescue.
That fact hurts. It just, that's so much money. What are you giving me for that money? Are you serving me food on diamond plates? Like, what's going on? Why is it $88,000 a night? That seems like a skyrocketed, inflated price just because you can. I'm gonna build a hotel right next to it and charge $87,999 a night. Let's see who wins.
And they'll be like, this guy just built a crappy hotel.
No, it's not gonna be crappy. Why are you so negative, Hope James? It's gonna be nicer.
I'm just thinking of a little, like, Jaby Marriott.
It's gonna be like a banana stand.
You're like, look, it's diamond plates.
Arrested Development. It's gonna be like the banana stand from Arrested
yeah.
Development. I'm gonna call it
The Jaby stand?
the Jaby Royal Residence.
King Jai Singh of Alwar snubbed Rolls-Royce in the best possible way.
I thought that was gangsta. That was so awesome how he's like, okay, you don't want to sell your cars to me. I'm taking all these shits and making them the things that pick up trash.
But do you think that really hurt Rolls
Yes,
Royce?
it hurt their brand.
Yeah.
Would you-
Because he did give them money. And, like, I'd just be like, all right, you bought 12 of them. Okay, cool. But
Yeah, he gave them money, but I think he hurt their brand in a way, at least where he was. And so it basically made everyone who saw a Rolls Royce in that way think of Rolls Royce as a crap car. Like, you wouldn't want that.
Yeah.
I think that's awesome.
What a plan.
That being said, I would have rather that money have been put towards something to help out Indians.
Like, staying in a nice fancy palace?
No,
I'm
like
kidding.
creating jobs or something like that. I don't know.
I know. You can say that about everything, though.
Yeah.
I try not to judge how people use their money.
Yeah.
But, I mean, there's definitely ways to
Well, I certainly felt that about the last fact. I was like, okay. I had mixed feelings about the last fact.
fact.
I can see both sides. I can see the side of the ones with the money want to spend the money their way. It's their money. But I can also see the other side of, like, why are you doing something, like, does it have to be that extravagant? Jeez.
The richest Indian in the world is Mukesh Ambani. The 59-year-old made his money in the oil and gas industry, and his billion-dollar home.
I thought that the building was crazy
That
looking.
skyscraper thing?
Yeah.
Yeah.
There are buildings all over Bangkok that look just like that. You look at it and you're like, how is that holding itself together? That's crazy.
I look at it and I'm just like, I'm sleeping on the top floor, but I really want a snack on the bottom floor. And it's
Right.
or like my cat's in the middle floor.
What are you occupying all those floors with, really? That being said, when I was a little kid, I wanted to own a building and live in it. Like a building, because I used to visit my mom at her job, and I was always like, it'd be so cool to just have an office building that you live in. Like it's yours. That's before I was, I realized how crappy it can be to be a grown-up sometimes and have to go to an office. To me, it was the coolest thing because offices were a rare experience for me. So when I got to go to my mom's job, I loved hanging out there. I liked using her copy machine and stealing chocolates from her coworker. And her coworker didn't know that I was stealing her chocolates.
She probably blamed her mom.
I still feel bad to this day. I think that building's cool looking. This is what I want to say.
It's cool looking. It doesn't feel cozy.
Hey, you never know. You get in there and they got some very extravagant furniture that just makes you fall asleep with a bunch of gravity blankets.
I would need a kitchen on every floor.
I can agree with that.
Like a fridge.
Yeah.
Sink.
A mini fridge. How about just have mini fridges everywhere on all floors? Every 3 feet, a mini fridge.
How many Roombas do you need? I mean, I don't have one, but I would like a Roomba.
I don't think that's his problem. I don't think that's his worry, right? I don't think that's what he's concerned about. I think he's got, 17 servant maid people for every floor. 17 maid people. 17 housekeepers on every floor is what I really meant to say.
The first account of plastic surgery was found in an ancient Sanskrit text.
That would appeal to an American, learning that, right? An American or a South Korean. Why would you get a nose job? Your nose looks cool.
I'm not getting a nose job.
Your nose looks nice. Don't get a nose job, Hope James. I thought that ALUX.com put together an interesting set of facts here to learn about.
I was interested.
I found that it was definitely a conversation starter. So all you gotta do now is go to a bar with your phone out and this video, and you can start a conversation.
Oh, with their video or this video?
Using their video.
Oh, I thought you meant like our video. Like, watch these two dorks talk about. Like,
just be at a bar, like
see what they learn.
instead of a pickup line like "I'd like to climb you like a tree," you go, "Hey, 15 things you didn't know about India."
You're single.
15 things you didn't know about India. That you take that video into a bar with you and you just start playing it, and women just gravitate towards phones. They can't help it.
No.
And so
if you start playing a video in a bar, I hate you.
no, what you do is you do it right next to her.
No,
And you
I
have
don't want to watch
and you
your
but
video.
you gotta be kind of fly
Have
with
a
it.
conversation with
No,
what you
hold on.
learn.
You gotta be kind of fly with it. You gotta have earbuds, right? And but you have to like sidle up, sidle,
Saddle.
sidle.
Well, what are you? Are we riding a horse? I don't think. Saddle?
Sidle.
Sidle. You have to sidle up next to her and just watch the video, and she'll be like,
Another word for sidle is also creep.
And
So I do not suggest this way.
no. But my point is that women can't help themselves. They gotta look down at the phone. They gotta see it. They gotta see what you're looking at. What do you,
I'd be
and they
like,
can't-
why is this guy in a bar
and
looking at his phone?
They can't hear it, right? They can't hear it. They're like, what do you? And you as the guy, you go, oh, no problem. Here you go. I just clean my ears, and then
Oh yeah,
boom.
the ear cleaning is important.
You know. Then you're both watching a video together, and it's romantic.
Or you could be like, yo, there's this polling place set up for one guy in India. You know lions? And they'll be like, ooh, baby. And you'll be like, vroom, vroom, little nano car.
I feel you totally getting into my pants, Hope James.
And you'd
with
be
the way
like,
you're, with the way you're pitching me on that
And
one.
be like, well, what's another fact? Lots of money. 88,000. I don't have, but it exists. Dating's difficult.
Our female audience has recently increased for some reason. I think it's because of the Vicky Kaushal interview that we did recently. I think that's the primary reason why we've had an increase of female audience. But anyway, I'd like to hear from the female audience. I was just joking, by the way. I think that women can easily ignore a phone if it's in front of them. That was just a joke. But if someone were to come up to you at a bar, would you want Hope James's way or my way with the phone? I think that could actually work.
Let's give an elephant a bath. Ow!
That's
Want
not
a
gonna
spa
work.
day? I'll rub you
That's
like
not
an
gonna-
elephant.
That's not gonna work. That's gonna scare them off. Why would any woman be turned on? What kind of girls do
Your
you know?
feet are as big as an elephant, baby. I'd love to rinse them.
Terrible. I genuinely think if you had the phone thing like this, and you had the earbuds, and you're watching it, she's gonna be curious.
I'll take care of you like my trunk. Ooh, that was risky.
I don't know.
Get it?
I'm lost.
Like an elephant trunk?
I know 15 things now more
Can you make
than I
an
did
elephant
before.
noise? You can, right?
You go first.
But you've had this experience.
In my head, it's gonna come out wrong.
Like where you're like, "Arr." Like,
Thanks so much for hanging out with us, you guys. You've been awesome. Check out Hope James on the social media. Subscribe if you haven't already.
everybody does that.
Check out our
right?
other reactions, reviews, and short films. I'm Jaby KOAY. This is Peace out.
That's a normal thing to do when you're a kid. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, good.